Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps. Let's create this fun, colorful background using alcohol inks. Now start with a half sheet from an 8x10, a half sheet of Yupo paper or photo paper, and you're going to be using some alcohol and then of course alcohol inks. I did put some alcohol on the background, then I decided to go with lemonade alcohol ink and then a gold mixative, which is like a gold metallic alcohol ink. And I'm just using a blow dryer, but you can use those little hand air pusher things. I can't even think what they're called. I never remember the name, but usually it's like little air puffers that can clean your camera lenses. So you can use that to push your ink around. We're going to create this background. This will actually create two backgrounds, so you can have two cards. But it's going to kind of look ugly before it looks cute. So I'm deciding to start my base colors with lemonade, limeade, and then gumball and lagoon. So 4 base colors, then we'll bring in some other colors. We're going to do a ton of fun splatter on the background, which is really going to give this a really fun, colorful vibe and look. This will be great for birthday cards. So we're going to create a birthday card for this background. So I'm just wanting to get this ink pushed around. Again, this is not looking very cute right now, but it doesn't need to. We just want to get color onto our background. And I'm just trying to fill in all the white spaces because again, we can cut this in half and have 2 A2 size card pieces. You could also do a full sheet of Yupo paper and then you would get 4 A2 size cards out of it. So really super quick and simple. It's just, I feel like it's just as much work to do a bigger sheet than a small A2 sized, and then you can get multiples out of it. So this is that gumball, and I'm just going to move this around. I'm just trying to get coverage on the background. It doesn't matter really how it looks. I have a few white areas around the green alcohol ink, and so that's where I want to add the lagoon. So again, adding a little bit of alcohol, then my alcohol ink and my gold mixative. You don't have to do a gold mixative, but I always like that. I love the shine of it and I love gold. So I think I always use it because I just think it's so pretty. So there's that beautiful lagoon. I'm going to flip it around. And as you notice, I'm kind of lifting up my paper while I'm using air to move my alcohol ink around. I'm doing that to kind of use gravity as a helper because I don't want that color on the edges to go all the way to the center. So I'm lifting my paper up so it kind of keeps falling down and then blowing with my air. Then with a small paintbrush, I am just splattering the background with just alcohol, and you can see it kind of wicks away and moves the alcohol ink. Then now we're going to use coral, and we are going to start adding a bunch of splatter. So it usually turns out in these really perfect little circles, and I love it. And you're going to get different sizes depending on how much ink is on your paintbrush. So we used coral, then boysenberry. I'm going to use lagoon again. I'm also going to use the gumball, limeade, and lemonade. I'm going to splatter everywhere. When you get some of the let's say some of the gumball splatter hits on the gumball ink, it still is going to wick away the alcohol, and it just gives you kind of tone on tone. But isn't this turning out so pretty? I love it. And then I will use my gold mixative to splatter as well. And I'm just cleaning up my glass work surface in between, and then I will show you what this looks like. Look at how pretty that is. And then we can set that aside to dry while we get the rest of our elements together. I have die cut 3 candles from the Lovely Layers Cupcake die. They just have 1 candle. It has 3 layers to it. I'm just doing 2 layers, and I die cut it from 2 kinds of gold, like holographic mirror cardstock that I have in my stash, and then a yellow cardstock for the flame. So I'm going to glue those together, and then we can add the flame on top. So we're going to have 3 candles that go on this background, and of course I wanted them to be shiny gold, but you could pick whatever color you wanted them to be. And then we're going to do 2 sentiments. Honeybee Stamps has such fun sentiments. So we're going to use the mini messages Sassy Birthday and Birthday. Both, there's 2 sentiments that I liked that are talking about candles. I've got some black cardstock in my Misty. I'm going to prep that with my powder tool, and then I can ink up with my clear embossing ink, and then I'm going to sprinkle on white embossing powder. I do have my heat tool heating up already because I want to have that nice and hot. It just helps to not warp your paper as much. So I'm going to sprinkle that on, and then just tap the excess off and then heat that. I will trim this out with a paper trimmer. I'm going to add foam adhesive behind my 2 sentiments and my candles, and I forgot to record me gluing them down, but I'm just going to glue them right in the center, and I adhered the background to a black mat, and then this will be adhered to a white A2 size card base. But isn't that fun? Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.